MBA Show, the business podcast that redefines your definition of a valuable podcast with our daily 10-minute business lessons for the real world. I'm your host, your coach, your teacher, Omar Zenhom. I'm also the co-founder of the $100 MBA, a complete business training and community online. You can check us out at 100mba.net. And today's episode is a must-read episode. In our must-read episodes, I share with you a book that I highly recommend you read. I share with you some of its insights, how it's influenced me as an entrepreneur, and how it's influenced our business. And today's must-read episode is The 5 Levels of Leadership by John C. Maxwell. John C. Maxwell is a multiple New York Times bestseller, one of the best writers when it comes to leadership and business. And this book is really powerful because it really shows you how you can move up in the ranks of leadership. This is especially important if you're building a business. As you grow your business, your leadership levels should grow with it. There's so much I want to cover in today's episode. There's so many takeaways that I want to share with you that I got from this book. So let's get into it, guys. Let's get down to business. Today's episode of the $100 MBA Show is sponsored by HostGator. HostGator is an all-in-one website hosting solution. Secure your domain names, get design services, get marketing services, install WordPress in one click, and get 24/7 live support via chat, phone, and email. Best of all, HostGator is giving every listener of the $100 MBA Show an incredible discount, 30% off. All you got to do is visit HostGator.com/MBA30. That's HostGator.com/MBA30. The author of today's must-read book, The 5 Levels of Leadership, John C. Maxwell, is a New York Times and Wall Street Journal bestseller. He's actually sold over 20 million books and has trained over 5 million leaders worldwide. I got to see John C. Maxwell speak recently at Dave Ramsey's event, EntreLeadership, and he's a powerful, powerful public speaker. He speaks and advises foreign governments, the National Football League, the United States military, as well as entrepreneurs like you and I. You could check out some of his writing at his blog at johnmaxwellonleadership.com. So let me get into today's book, The 5 Levels of Leadership. I want to first get started by defining these 5 levels of leadership that John Maxwell lays out in this book. And he talks in detail not only about each level, but how to transition from one level to the next. So first, I'm just going to list the 5 levels. The first level is position. People follow you because they have to. You're in a position. You've been given a job. So you could be a manager at a job where you have a job title, or you could be an entrepreneur and you're giving yourself that title. You're the leader. Now, the second level of leadership is permission. People follow you because they want to. The third level is production. People follow you because of what you've done for the organization. You've gained credibility that way. The fourth level is people development. People follow you because of what you've done for them personally. So that means people are following you because you've proven to them that you've affected their life in some way. And finally, number 5, or the 5th level, is pinnacle. People follow you because of who you are and what you represent. And obviously, level 5 is the toughest one to achieve. It's the highest level. So let me get into these levels in detail and tell you a little bit about why you should read this book. Now, in the first level of leadership position, where you're just given a position or you've put yourself in a position because you're an entrepreneur, it's a tricky level because the people that are under you, the people that you manage, they're going to do things because you're their boss. But that's not what leadership is, to get people to do what you ask them to do. That's sort of like management. If you want to lead people, you're going to have to earn their trust. You're going to have to earn that leadership title. And when you're in that position, everybody's kind of sussing you out, whether you're a new manager in a company or an entrepreneur that's hiring somebody. What kind of leader is this person? Not what kind of manager, what kind of leader? Or are they a leader at all? So you're kind of on the chopping block. You're kind of being evaluated. So it's a very critical position. It's a position that you want to get out of as soon as possible. You want to move up to the next level. And that next level is permission. People follow your lead or take your lead because they like you, because they want to. No one wants to be led by somebody they don't like. And it's very important that you treat people with respect and that you're a likable person. Now, this doesn't mean that you get walked over and that you're a pushover. You still got to run a tight ship, but there's no reason for you to be a jerk. So the pressure is on you to build positive relationships. See, the workplace has to become more pleasant for everyone because of you. That's what the leader does. And that second level is where you kind of create that environment. The better the environment, the more positive people will be, the more productive they will be, and the more you'll be given credit for that as the leader because you set the tone, you set the tempo. And this is where people start seeing you as a leader and start doing things because they want to, they like you. Then you move on to production, level 3. Now, John Maxwell sees level 3, production, as a pivotal level. He says is where it separates real leaders from wannabe leaders. You now have a leadership credibility. What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with the weight of leadership? Because it just got heavier. Because now you're being respected for your production. And then you move on to level 4, where he talks about people development. That's the level where people feel like you've influenced them personally. I've become a better professional. I've become a better person. You may have helped me personally with my personal situation. I had a sick family member, and you allowed me to take the day off or the week off to take care of my family. Or you've paid for some of my professional development, and I've advanced in my career, and it's because of your leadership. Now, this is tough to be this kind of leader because it requires you to empower other people. And a lot of leaders don't want to let go of power. But by spreading the power, you don't let go of any power. You're just creating more power around other people. Now, John Maxwell really highlights that in order to be a level 4 leader, you have to have high levels of maturity and a high level of people skills. You have to understand what people need and provide it to them as their leader. Then lastly, level 5, he talks about the pinnacle. This is where people just follow you because of who you are. They just want to be led by you. They recognize greatness within you. They just simply believe in you. And we could think of people that we would love to apprentice or work for. People believe in Richard Branson. People believe in Oprah Winfrey. People believe in these great entrepreneurs because they see their vision. They really believe in who they are and what they can do for them. Now, why do I recommend you should read this book? You should be very conscious about where you are as a leader, as an entrepreneur, because eventually you're going to start growing your team. Even if that team growth is just you and somebody else, and then a third person, then a fourth person, and then 5. And I've seen this happen in our own business. You start to grow slowly, and then you start growing a little faster. And it's really important that you're aware of your leadership skills, where you are as a leader. You got to push yourself, because the leader that you were when it was a team of 1 or 2, 3 people, it's not going to cut it for a team of 5 or 6 or 7, or a team of 20 for that matter, or 100. So it keeps you on point and it allows you to evaluate, am I moving up in my leadership levels as my business grows? Now, I love this book by John C. Maxwell because it's super easy to read. It's like a page turner, so easy to read. The language is just very personal. The examples and the references he gives in this book are really simple to follow and really relatable. Guys, I got more on this book. I want to share with you how it's influenced our business. But before that, I got to give love to today's sponsor, HostGator. Guys, HostGator is our preferred hosting company. We use HostGator for the $100 MBA as well as Webinar Ninja. There are so many choices out there when it comes to hosting, and the reason why we recommend HostGator is because of their 24/7 live support via chat, phone, and email. You can get somebody to help you out quickly at any time of day. Plus, they have great services like design services. So if you need a designer to design your website or do a refresh of your website. They also have marketing services to help you with your SEO or pay-per-click campaigns. And best of all, HostGator is giving listeners of the $100 MBA show a 30% discount. That's huge, guys. Just visit HostGator.com/MBA30. That's HostGator.com/MBA30. Guys, I want to wrap up this must-read episode about the 5 levels of leadership by John Maxwell with how this book has influenced our business. Now, Nicole and I have grown our business pretty rapidly in the last 6 to 7 months. You know, we've hired some new people. Our team is now up to 8 people now. And as we grow, both Nicole and I have to look at ourselves as leaders and look at where we are as leaders. What level of leadership are we at? Because the more you grow, the more your leadership is going to influence how successful your business is. Because you got other people working on your business now, other moving parts, people that are greatly influencing the outcome of your business. And if you can't lead them properly, then the onus is on you. You have to make sure that you're leading them properly and that they're properly motivated and properly led. They know what they're supposed to be doing, as well as feeling like they have ownership over their job and part of the team, part of the business. So this book and John Maxwell's work in general has really had us reflecting about what kind of leaders we are and what kind of leaders we want to be. And my advice to you is if your business is still small, and maybe if it's just you or somebody else, start thinking about these concepts now so when you do grow, you're ready to become the leader that you need to be. All right, guys, I hope that helps. And I hope you enjoyed today's must-read episode. Guys, we want to hear from you. Do you like these must-read episodes? Do you enjoy them? What about the guest teacher episodes? We would love to hear from you. You can let us know in an iTunes rating and review. What is your favorite episode? What's your favorite takeaway? If you're on your iPhone, just click on the cover art. Click on the link that says give us a rating and review. If you're on your computer, just go to 100mba.net/show. All the instructions are right there. Thank you in advance, guys, for all your support. We really do appreciate it. We read every single rating and review, and it really makes our day. All right, guys, I want to leave you with this. When I'm reading books, I like to change the theme up a little bit. So, for example, if I'm reading a book about habits, like The Power of Habit, last week's must read. This is a book about psychology, about daily habits, about routines, and it has a certain theme and a vibe to it. There's a lot of case studies. Then I like to change it up a little bit. My next book might be about something else. Maybe something a little bit more tactical, like The 5 Levels of Leadership by John Maxwell. Then I'll probably move on to something that's a different topic, maybe like marketing, and look at something like Purple Cow by Seth Godin. So you get the point. I like to change it up to keep things fresh and allow my mind to kind of constantly be flexing different muscles, so to speak. I recommend you give it a try. It adds a little variety to your reading, and it keeps things fresh. All right, guys, I hope that helps, and I hope to see you in tomorrow's episode. Tomorrow's episode is part 1 of a 3-part series that I think is really well overdue. I've really been wanting to do this for some time, and we're going to be doing it. And the title of this 3-part series is Overwhelmed: Where and How to Start Your New Business. I'm going to give you the exact clear steps where to get started. If you don't know where to start, you have a lot of ideas, you don't know where to go, how to actually make some headway. We get started in that 3-part lesson tomorrow. I'll see you then, guys. Take care.